shades the truth on this impartial rat. A long time ago we started stumbling, feels like this country's crumbling, the government is fumbling, a Congress that is fumbling. Both sides are always arguing, they all could use some humbling and stop the world from tumbling, rebuild the trust that's plummeting. If ideas would start bubbling, our efforts could be doubling, and chaos would start slumbering, and people resume huddling and talk about the trouble and concerns we're always juggling. Cooperate while snuggling and quit the useless struggling.
Hey Trey, hey everybody.
Do you go back and ever look at your notes from past shows or anything thinking, what the fuck did we talk about on that one?
I think it would scare me if I did that, yeah. Everyone's like, so what's the difference between season 1 and season 3? I'm like, just go listen. Don't ask me.
If you only knew.
If you only knew. Let me tell you this headline real fast tonight. I'm gonna just jump right in here. There's a guy named Adam Spencer in the UK, in England, who admitted to a string of thefts. He did 2 separate robberies, the same shop at the same morning.
Damn.
And it's a food store, and he got basic stuff, and the first time, and the second time he got excuse me, I think it was 24
rolls
things of Pringles.
Oh, okay. The little cans.
Cans, tubes, whatever, of Pringles.
Yeah.
And he had them all in this backpack. And apparently he tried to escape on bike and was run down by police who were running.
That's funny.
They tackled him, and as they took him to the ground, he said the following: "Once you pop, you just can't stop." I kid you not. This is an actual article, and I saw a picture. I wanted to hear him, and I couldn't find any video. I wanted to hear it, but the officer swears that's the reason he gave when they said, "Why'd you do this?" And he gave the one.
You think Pringles will give him a shot as the spokesman?
They probably should. I mean, he stole 24 tubes. That's it's worth it.
How much? I mean, is that just a fine, or is that?
It's got to be, right. Well, it's shoplifting, but
yeah.
If he spends any jail time, their judicial system is whacked. I thought ours was. A little preview there. Foreshadowing about something we'll maybe talk about. The entire world is talking about. Did you like that headline?
That is
kind of silly. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, that was a great comeback to once you pop, you can't stop. Like, I want to know, did the cops laugh? They had to laugh at that a little bit.
I would have laughed.
I would have laughed at that.
I wonder if he had it planned or if it just came to him or but anyway.
He might be a little whacked out.
Yeah, well, yeah, who knows? Speaking of whacked out, I like our transition here, our segues, if you will. Everybody knows we did a show. Anybody that follows the show, our podcast, knows that we did a show with the Ingrid Newkirk, president of PETA. Is that correct?
We did?
We did. You were present for it, as far as I know. And one thing right up the bat, Trey and I are not vegan. We are not going to go on the front lines and picket, protest.
Ryan, I did eat a salad today.
You ate a salad. Good for you.
But it did have cheese and bacon and boiled egg.
There you go. That is not vegan. But you didn't eat.
That's not even vegetarian, is it?
Right, no. Bacon, Trey. And we're not that. We are open to listening to everybody like we've always said. I had a great time listening to Ingrid give us her viewpoint.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is 45 years of her going crazy. And I called her. I said, "Did you snap?" And she kind of laughed. I didn't snap. To a lot of people, it looks like she snapped a couple times. I mean, I really admire her passion.
Well, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with us talking to people about it. And instead, everybody's like, how dare you have... Some people think that PETA was bad at one point. Some people think that they killed pets. Some people... We'll try and get her on again. But it's not all of a sudden the show went vegan.
We need to get a big game hunter on, too.
There you go. And I've got...
both sides.
I kind of have somebody in mind that I want to come on who is not a farmer himself, but grew up on ranches, and I believe it's his family, and he knows a lot. He kind of countered some of the things that she said to me.
Okay.
Great guy, and he said anytime, and those like that, anytime.
That'd be cool.
So just to have the other side, and that's the point, people. So calm down. We're not vegan. I had a wonderful roast beef sandwich today. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
PETA doesn't. Well, they don't love it, but they don't. They respect us. They talk to us, contrary to what the Butthurt Comment of the show is going to be.
We need a sound effect for that.
I know. I've got to figure something out because it's just, I can't get away from this segment. And I can't get away from responding to people. And some people think that I need to.
I'm one
or
of
just
them.
my blood pressure. However,
You're a psychiatrist.
after much research, and talking with some people in the know about podcasting and reaching people, the interaction's fantastic, and so you want to interact. My problem is I get sucked into to what they do, which is name call and
you get hooked, yeah.
And I just am like, it just, so this one on Twitter/X, I've said it every time, whatever you prefer to call it. Elon prefers X. There is a page called Equality for All Animals. The handle is at Animal Unite. And
Animal Unite.
In the profile picture is a cartoon bunny rabbit. And
of course.
I eventually figured that this person that was interacting with me was a female. I didn't know for sure, but I made an assumption, and she did not correct me when I said something about her being a woman, and maybe that she wasn't a looker. But did I say that? But
So she's
it got
part
to
of
that
Animal
point.
Unite?
Animal
that-
Equality for All Animals is the name of it, and then
Okay.
her handle is at Animal Unite.
Gotcha, okay.
And this person, Trey, and people, bear with me. You're going to want to hear this. She's insane. I ended up calling her a psychopath. This is one of the people that, I mean, she would respond to one thread or one post, 12 responses. So because she kept like thinking of something. Then she would tag PETA and tag Ingrid, PETA president for people that didn't listen to the show, and tag them and be like, look at what you had, look at who you did an interview with. They're laughing at you. And the whole reason this started, Trey, I'll read the first. I'm not gonna read anything else that she did. We've blocked each other. It's all over.
It's all over.
And it was a battle. And I'll read the first one. This is what she led with. And you tell me if this is appropriate or not for somebody who wants us to listen to her cause.
Okay.
This is about you. This is about you, by the
words,
way. No, this is about you, by the way.
This is about me?
Oh, yeah. She didn't like what you did after the interview. So
Okay.
anybody that
What did I do?
Anybody that hasn't listened, we did a preview, kind of a pre-show and an after show, and then the interview in between on Zoom.
Right.
So we came out of it and we talked a little bit about it. And Trey made a joke, which was funny. If you don't think it's funny, then we're not your people. But don't say the following. You interview Ingrid Newkirk, hear her tell you everything that is happening to animals. By the way, we're supposed to believe everything without questioning and change our ways.
Right.
And immediately after she parts ways, you human supremacists and fascists began mocking the genocide and joking about only caring about the victims not being beat so their corpse isn't bruised when you have your burger. Oh, hold on. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, man.
Go fuck yourself is the ending to that.
Oh, man.
Now tell me, Trey made that joke. I'm going to give you credit for
What
that.
you're talking about.
And it's funny. And you know what? I'm pretty sure, and I did. I reached out to our contact at PETA, and she said, I listened to the whole thing, and I didn't see anything wrong with anything you guys did. It's what you do. We knew that going in. Right?
Right.
So this person, just as you heard.
It's a lighthearted joke, right?
Right. And this person was not lighthearted. And she attacked us immediately. There wasn't a, you guys made a joke and that sucked, and would give me a chance to be like, oh, I'm sorry if that upset you. Which I probably would have done and been like, but that's who we are. That's what we do.
Right.
But she came at us. Go fuck yourself. Calling us whatever the hell a human supremacist. Look, PETA, we love you. But these animal crazies, I'm sorry, but I feel that there's a different, personally, I feel like there is a food chain. I feel like there is I know Ingrid was talking about what animals can do, and they can come together and cross the ocean with the wind and all this bullshit. Sorry, Ingrid. But and I respect. God damn it. Well, hopefully she'll come back on. And I respect it. I really do. And in all seriousness, I respect it. And it's cool and to learn some of these things. And I've learned it in different. I learned a lot about crazy insect stuff in entomology class and all that. But I feel like there is a difference. I just feel like I'm not a supremacist of any kind. Human supremacist because we eat. I ate a burger the other day. Like, that's so stupid. And fascist? Why are we fascist? What does that have to do with it? And she tried to give me the definition of it, and she's not using it right. And genocide, meaning we're trying to kill all the animals, Trey. That's what genocide is. And
definitely not
for the
trying to do
layman
that.
terms.
That's a lot of
She
meat.
said we cannot be against trophy hunters and still eat meat. We cannot be against animal cruelty and still eat animal products. And this is the kind of mindset that has people turning, just not even listening to them. And I told her, I said, the reason PETA is successful in a way, they're known. You know what they are. You know who Ingrid is based on her nakedness and, her tactics. Her passion. And her willingness to listen to the other side.
Yeah, to two idiots like us.
Yeah. And we admitted that. We call ourselves, whatever. It's lighthearted. You have to do that in this world about everything. And this bitch, excuse me, comes on and she just goes off. And that was light. That's nothing compared to what she started. I mean, murderers and this and that and your victims. And she compared this, Trey, and then we'll move on. She compared eating meat to supporting child molestation.
Wow, that's a stretch right there.
Because the victims, in this case, scenario A is animals and scenario B is children, are abused for the abuser's pleasure, is her wording on that, her reasoning.
Huh.
And
wow.
Hopefully anybody that hears what I just said is like just shaking their head like this is the reason we don't listen to these crazies.
Well, did you tell her to like and subscribe?
Yeah, of course. And I'm not sure. I'll have to check. See if she
send
did.
her a T-shirt.
Yeah, we should send her some other stuff too. But again, I reached out to PETA and to our contact, and I said, hey, this person, and then she goes, some of these people are quote passionate, and it was kind of a. So I won't go any further. I just want anybody that has a cause to understand that if you go in abrasively and you attack them right off the bat and call them all these things, they're not going to want to listen.
Not going to listen at all.
And I didn't want to listen to her. I just kind of kept fueling the fire a little bit. And admittedly, she fueled mine. I mean, I was just riled up. I was wait, this is so stupid. So
I appreciate you sticking up for me. Can you imagine being part of...
I don't want a bruise burger.
Right?
There, no.
Can you imagine being part of PETA's social media team, both good and bad? Can you... They would...
Yep.
They're like, Ryan, no, we can't have you here anymore.
Yeah. But like I said, they know, according to them, they've listened. They know what we do. They know jokes. They said they can take a lot.
Yeah.
Look, Ingrid's taken a lot worse than us, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
over the years.
Yeah.
I thought we were completely respectful during that interview. And so you made a joke when she's not on the interview. It wasn't like she's going to go, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done the interview. She goes, you listen to her tell you and preach the cause, and you're still eating meat. I'm like, I don't think Ingrid. And then that's when she tagged Ingrid. Ingrid, are you listening to this? Are you reading this conversation? I'm like, I guarantee you, Ingrid Newkirk didn't feel like talking to us two. She really didn't hang up that call going, I got him. I got him. I converted them. Yeah. There are 2 more vegans in the world. Yeah. No. She's cheering Trey on for a healthy lifestyle in her eyes, and Trey disagrees that it's healthier. And that's it. Right, Trey?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, moving on. Moving on to something else that is in the news, and we talked about it briefly when we tried to do a live show on TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, we went on live, and it was kind of right after it happened. and we have to talk about Donald Trump. We have to talk about his conviction. I've always said he's not convicted. You can't call him criminal. You can't do these things. Well, now technically he's been convicted, and I can't say that anymore, and that's fair enough. And I'm not going to try and weasel out of that. But Donald Trump, Trey, as you know, was convicted of 34 counts involving hush money to, as we all know, unless you haven't paid attention to anything, Stormy Daniels, who's a porn star.
Yeah, I did check out her videos.
Did your research?
Well, and to the people that only checked out Stormy Daniels' videos, 34 counts. You were telling me about that before the show. What is 34 counts?
Yeah, can you figure out 3 counts in this case? I mean, that seems pretty cut and dry, right?
Hush money.
Hush money. What they're saying is that there's falsification of business records involving that transaction, okay, which, again, is one thing.
So you could look at it as hiding it or keeping it private, whichever.
Right, they're
route
claiming
you wanna
they're
go.
hiding it, but what they're able to get them on is falsification of business records, which means each count, Trey, is a dollar amount of each payment that was going to be sent to this attorney. And Donald's saying that it's for legal fees, not just for the hush money, or not for hush money, and he's saying it is, and then all of a sudden you're getting lots of different, responses, and again, why 34 counts? That's my first question.
Was he paying the lawyer to then give the money
Yes.
to her? Is that how that worked?
He was paying through him, and it ended up being like monthly payments, and so he was claiming that it was legal fees for this and that and whatever. I'm not going to defend Donald on this, contrary to what a lot of our listeners probably want me to do, and some of them, a few maybe, don't. Hey, I'm not defending him, because if he did it, whatever. I do believe we can't just sit here and be like, what was the jury like? What was, is anybody out to get him? I mean, 34 counts for this. It makes it look worse than it is, in my opinion.
When did it actually happen? Was it during the
hush money was supposedly right before the election. I believe.
The affair, though?
The affair was, I think, a long time ago. And I say a long time ago, maybe 10 years. Maybe.
So has he been paying her money up to that point?
This is one of those do your own research talks.
Was he paying her money up
No.
to that point, or did he think, shit, if this comes out?
That's the point.
Okay.
Apparently, it was in 2016, which was when he won the election.
Right.
So I think what the issue is that it was obvious to people. Oh well, and she came out and spilled the beans, if you will. And
So does he get all that money back since she came out?
yeah, right.
Is there no refund policy?
Yeah. That's a great question. If I was Donald, I'd be on there like, I'm waiting for my money back. That is not what I paid you for.
Like, did she sign an NDA or anything like that?
Look, that's a lot of letters. All I know, and this is what we do here on the show, we're going to give you the basic because we have lots of stuff to talk about, and because I don't have time to dig into 34 counts. When I found out, here we go, 34 counts of falsification of business records in the first degree, which is a felony in New York. So each charge corresponds to a document that was created to pay Michael Cohen, who's the attorney,
Okay.
$35,000 a month in 2017. So after the agreement was made in 2016. The checks themselves, so the checks that are going through, the invoices Cohen sent to get reimbursed, and the vouchers the Trump organization used to record the payment are all these counts because they're all falsified.
So you know where I stopped on that?
Each charge, $35,000.
35 grand a month.
Yeah.
How many times do you have to have sex with Donald Trump to make 35 grand a month?
Well, that's
Is it
true.
worth it?
It's only $130,000 that went to her. That's what it is. So
Ah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. 130 grand is not a lot of money. And why 130? Why not 150 or 125? Like, why 130? There's something something else going on.
Do you take it for the team for 35,000 a month? I'll be quiet, Donald.
I don't think she's that
Send
hot.
me
But that's my opinion.
No, I'm talking about sleeping with Donald.
I don't think she's that hot. So,
No, would you sleep with Donald for 35,000 a month? That's what I'm trying to get at. Would
but
you?
I'm saying she's gross too.
Which,
So it's
who
not a big
cares
deal.
about her anymore? I want to make $35,000 a month.
It's going to take a little more.
A little bit more.
You okay? I don't,
40,000
I'm not even going to ask. Of course you would.
$35,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, Trey, but
But it depends on how many times I had to sleep with him. Though.
God. Let's say once a week.
For how long?
For as long as you want the 35 grand a month.
Oh, so once I stop the 35 grand stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you make a deal like Stormy and then come out later and try and.
No, I'm fine without coming out as long as I don't have to keep having
How
sex
much
with him.
would you charge in hush money if it was before an election? Say he was running.
Oh, that's good. I mean, 2016.
130 grand. Yeah. Inflation.
Yeah.
130 grand does not seem like a lot.
37,000.
Okay. Moving on. Prosecutors say that the checks, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. He had made to film star Stormy Daniels in 16 exchange for her silence about an alleged sexual encounter she said she had with Trump years earlier. Trump's defense said the payments to Cohen were to pay for his legal services. Trump pleaded not guilty to all counts and denied all wrongdoing. And a lot of this everybody already knows. I'm giving you the basic facts about the case. A lot of people are like, well, what was he charged for or with? There you go. And to me, it's so minor, and they don't expect that he's going to get any jail time. Maybe a probation, maybe a fine, and that's it.
So they were able to prove somehow that from Cohen to her is where the money got to.
Well, it's falsifying the documents.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
it makes it look like he's trying to get out of it, as well as change the election.
So what if Cohen was just hooking up with her and paying her bills, and he was?
Well, apparently
Trump
the jury thought Trump was guilty, and that's that. I think again, the fact that you've got a president that was in there and wasn't not only impeached but indicted himself, and Bill Clinton, or maybe he was indicted for something. But anyway, I mean, he paid hush money to Paula Jones, if you remember that. No one was.
Yeah, they didn't take him to court for that.
No, and that's my problem with it. It's hypocrisy, and the left is just. They are on cloud nine. They think that this is. I mean, all I'm seeing is, don't vote for a convicted felon. They've just been waiting to call him a felon, and now they can do it. And I'm here to tell you, Trey, and I'm here to tell everybody listening, this conviction of Donald Trump
is going to make him more popular.
I believe so, and I've got a lot of polls I'm seeing, and I know they're polls, and I know I make fun of polls. There's a lot of change going on. And momentum. People aren't, the left is thinking, oh, once he gets convicted, people will say, we're not going to vote for a felon. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot different because people are seeing through this like I am. I'm frustrated. I'm not a Trump apologist. I'm not going to defend what he did. It's messed up. Don't cheat on your wife.
I'm curious how they met. How did him and Stormy Daniels just... I
don't know. I mean...
dinner party or...
But that's the thing is she probably reached out to him or saw him at a dinner party or something like that. So anyway, I'm not going to defend the guy. So don't quit calling me a Trumper or a MAGA or whatever everyone would call him. I am...
Or human supremacist.
Human supremacist and fascist. I'm here to say that I like the policy he's going to push more than the other guy. And I think he is being unfairly treated. I do. What do you think, Trey? Do you think he's being unfairly treated? This is a lot of counts and a lot of this and a lot of attention and all this for simply 130 grand in hush. I mean, you can say it's for the to defend his name right before the election, but maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe he didn't want his wife to know. And
that's what I was about to say. If he never ran for office, would anything have come of this? Probably not. Well,
no, and that's the point, is that people are saying that it was to thwart the election, that it was to alter it, to not let people know right before it.
So he wouldn't have paid her hush money if he hadn't ran for office, is what you're saying.
I believe so, unless you wanted to pay her, like I said, to keep it away.
I mean, he's still a powerful man. She could have came out.
Trey, he's still denying the affair to begin with. Oh. He's saying he didn't give her hush money. This was legal services for Cohen, and Cohen. He's claiming Cohen and Stormy Daniels are like just trying to get money.
Oh, so where's Cohen at and all?
I don't know. I did not have time to sit and watch like some of these idiots on Twitter do, like glued to the TV and CNN trying to figure out what. I just read a thing where he was guilty by the jury, and we're letting you know that, and that's about it.
I'm curious, what does a rich man need to do to protect himself from women like this? I wonder. Like, do they have them sign an agreement? Do you record everything?
I think you have to if you're worried about it. I think you have to have somebody that does this a lot. Maybe has them printed out.
Right.
He pulls them out of his briefcase and whatever bag. And
Derek Jeter used to give them like goodie baskets after they left. So I thought that was interesting.
That's a nice touch, Derek. And maybe that's something that people are going to start doing. I don't know. I will never know.
Sign this and get your basket on the way out.
Still $130,000. That's all she went at. Like I feel like
she would have gone for more. You think, or taken him for more? I would think.
But that's part of this, Trey. What if if this was to keep people from knowing before the election of the president of the United States of America?
You think that's more than?
You think that'd be worth more than $130,000? And that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is, the only record they have is $130,000 on whatever. And so I think that's where she kind of had to go with it. And I don't know. It's just, to me, it's not cut and dry. But who am I? Who are we?
Last question. Has she come out saying there was more?
Money?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I think she's just sticking to the story. I think she just wants to get him. And like anybody that doesn't like Donald Trump. So we'll see what happens. All it does is add a little flair to this election like it needed it, right? And we'll go from there. But I wanted to talk about it because I just don't get it. I think it's pushing people towards him. I mean, are you going to not vote Donald Trump because of this?
Yeah, I think it's going to make him in a strange way, like a folk hero,
Yeah, Donald Trump, the folk hero. I think that people can see through it, and I think that people, obviously people that support him, I mean, you see it all over. And I'll give you an example. We put up a video, and anybody can just go to YouTube and check it out.
That's where they are.
And that's one of the places they are. You can go to any of the social medias and find them. But we put up a video. I just happened to choose this one of Chris Cuomo, who was the former. I think he was the mayor. Or whatever of New York, state of New York. And he hates Donald Trump. He always hated him. He said a bunch of stuff. And he sat there on this stage during an interview, and the interviewer looked like shocked and said, "This guy's going to win," in reference to Trump. This guy's going to win. I've never seen support like this. I've never seen rallies like this. And unless he's just looking for attention, which he very well could be, that's a huge kind of like Chris Cuomo. And so this video is probably like our best. 100,000 people have seen this on ours. Comments after comment after comment, and I'm trying to keep up with them, and I can't at all. But I'll tell you this: there are about 6,000 people that liked it. Literally, maybe less than 200 who didn't.
Okay.
And that's a poll of my own. Everybody wants to throw their polls at me, and I'm going to say, this is a poll of our own. We put a video. All it was somebody saying Trump was going to win. I don't know. Is it just? And I hashtag both candidates. I hashtag both sides. I'm not just sitting here trying to reach the Trump crew. So I don't know. It just seems to me like there's a little momentum after this, and I think Donald knows that, honestly. But
when's the debate again?
It's coming up. It's supposed to be. It's June, so it's
okay.
We're in June.
So it's this month. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's middle. I think it's maybe the early 20th, so it's 22nd or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe we go live.
Maybe I should. Yeah, we should do that. Anybody that thinks that you would hang out with Stay in the Gray podcast for the first debate, let us know. I should have. We should have that date available. We're sorry for our horrible research skills. So there you go.
Sure, anybody can Google it.
Donald is a convicted felon, and a lot of people are happy about it, and a lot of people aren't. And nothing changes, in my opinion, except maybe a little push towards Donald. And you agree with me? You don't have to.
Well, I do think people are going to come out and support in a crazy way after all this. So yeah, I think you're right.
Well, there's a chance it could get overturned by his appeal. because it goes to a different cord.
Do you think he'll get less popular if it? No, he was innocent. Oh, well,
he's
fuck
innocent,
him. I'm
innocent.
not.
Biden all the way. Biden 2024. No, Trey and I are about as political as we can be without spending like a ton of time on it. So we're going to follow this thing and give you what we can and give our opinions. Right, Trey?
Yeah.
Thank you. Speaking of Donald Trump and politics, this is really fast. Do you remember Anthony Fauci, right? That's the famous, the doctor who worked for the White House during COVID.
He was on that show House, right?
Yes. That was him. He had the limp and the cane.
Okay. Then yes.
He worked for the White House during COVID. And you look, people, I understand that everybody knows who that is, but some people don't. So give me a break and let me say who it is. Anthony Fauci worked for the White House during COVID and before.
Didn't he have glasses?
He did.
Okay.
I think. He was a dorky. No, I don't see him in these pictures. He was a dorky looking older guy.
Glasses. I don't know why.
He's a dorky looking older guy.
Okay.
And he had an interview in January where he told Congress, Trey, first off, he's taking a lot of heat. And then both sides, again, have separated going, Fauci's a hero. No, he should be in prison. I mean, it's just like, it's incredible that both sides, people want him in prison for his handling of COVID because of the following. He came out and said, and this one I know he said, the second one it's still up in the air. But the first one he said, that whole 6 foot distancing thing, he said there's no data to back it up. He admitted it.
Interesting.
No data. He said it's something literally that just appeared and they decided to go with 6 feet. Okay. Guess what? Everybody freaked the fuck out, Fauci, for so long because you said 6 feet. People are literally like walking it off and staying away from everybody.
Well, I mean, in grocery stores, they had it marked off and everything like that.
The lines in the grocery stores and all the places you went. So come on, okay? And one of the representatives, the Republican representatives in the Congress, in Congress, looked at him and said, "I refuse to call you doctor. You are not a doctor to me." It was like kind of silly, but it was like, okay.
See, why would he admit to that?
He's under oath, I guess. I don't know.
I wouldn't admit to that.
Even under oath?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Fingers crossed.
I don't recall.
Behind your back. The second thing was about masks. And his masking of children first was, he said, unnecessary now. And that upsets me because there were a lot of kids. Now, mine weren't old enough to be affected by it, but there are kids in schools. And it's been medically proven, scientifically proven, if you want to say that if you, and they were leaving these on the kids all day during school. That's a lot of carbon dioxide back into your system. And supposedly that, science people tell me exactly what it is, but I know from everything that I've read and researched, because my kids were getting older. My first one was getting older at the time. That it wasn't good for that. But Dr. Fauci said it was necessary.
Well, let me ask. I mean, nobody knew what the fuck COVID was at the time. So you think they were just throwing stuff up to see?
Maybe. And it sounded good. And, same with the vaccines. No one can get it if you have this vaccine. Well, that was wrong. People could still get it. Not that it wouldn't help, but you could still get it. The mask thing was a huge point of debate in this country. Obviously, remember, it was like, again, one side or the other. I think if you wore a mask, you were a lefty pansy, and if you didn't, you were tough, rugged right-winger or something, and racist.
Shit, yeah.
You immediately were racist if you didn't wear a mask.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And, but the kid thing got me. But he was found multiple places and events during that time not wearing a mask.
Hugging people and stuff.
Yeah, not wearing a mask. And a lot of these people that came out in support of mask wearing were found that way. And it's just, again, we're going back to this now, but it came out and everybody's talking about it. Everybody's all over Fauci, whether they're like, give him a break. He didn't know he's a hero. He's not a hero. I think there was enough there that he could have probably said, admitted to say, I'm not quite sure, but this is my advice. He never said it that way. It was like, you've got to do this.
Do this, yeah.
And then, Trump tried to kind of go back and forth a little bit. And then when Biden got in there, he did whatever Fauci said. And it was so that was interesting. I just wanted to bring that up. Some things are coming out about Fauci. And he also admits that for a longest time, he was saying it was lab, that this started in a lab. And now he's admitting that he doesn't know. It could have been just natural. And that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
And for preparation for the next time, if something happens, it got me. And again, I'm trying not to be on one side or the other, because that means I'm racist if I'm on one side and I'm not if I'm on the other. Pro-choice if I think Fauci is innocent. Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And against veganism.
Against veganism. If I think that whatever Anthony Fauci does determines your position on all the social issues.
Your sexual orientation.
Right.
Your everything.
If you support him, you're big time gay. Just kidding. Gay people, I love you. And you can
like and subscribe.
You like and subscribe. But you can definitely think Fauci is at fault and be gay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm kind of leaning on the fact that I think he could have handled it a little differently. That's it.
That makes sense.
What do you think?
No, I'm right there with you. I think if you just said, in my opinion, that probably would have helped him out a little bit. But yeah, falling on the stake, with his this is going to fix everything.
Seems so simple if he could have just shifted the way he approached it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was getting pressured from anybody high up in the establishment.
See, I honestly feel, had government not jumped in, I think a lot more people probably would have got vaccines. That's my opinion.
Would have got vaccines?
Yeah.
See, I think the government supported the vaccine, and that's why so many people got it.
I think the government supported it, and that's why so many people didn't get it. That's my opinion.
Interesting. We've come to a what's the word? We've come to
That's my thoughts on it.
Difference of opinion.
I think it's because the government said, do this, do this, do this. So many people are like, fuck you, government.
Interesting.
I'm not doing that.
Well, that's one way to look at it. I also think that there are a lot of people that wouldn't have known to get it without the government saying get it.
It's like, do your own research based on your body, based on what you feel is right. That's the ultimate,
That isn't really what people that again, it got divided. It's so stupid. Everybody was like,
it got political.
If you don't get the vaccine, then you're this and you're part of the problem and you're whatever and you don't care about anybody. And they go research for your own body. And then people say, well, I'm researched and I'm not going to do it. Well, you're an idiot. Aaron Rodgers, perfect example. He said, I did so much research on this. And you don't have to like the guy, but he's allowed to say, I have conditions. I have medical reasonings for this, and I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's proven that they don't affect transferring it to other people if you're vaccinated versus unvaccinated. It helps your recovery process.
I was about to say, I think that's the only thing it really did was help to make sure it wasn't worse.
And so if you choose not to take it, that's nobody's business, in my opinion.
Right. I'm with you.
I'm just for everybody being able to do what they want.
Right.
I don't like people who think their opinions are higher than everybody.
Exactly.
Oh, I think our disagreement got me fired up over here, Trey. I'm about to go stick whack you. Oh, wait, you're a state champion. I better not fuck with you.
I'm a district champion.
Well, I get a sword and you get a little stick.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably still take me with that stick. You're a district champion?
District champion.
Is that better than state champion?
That's better than state champion.
For anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about.
That's out of multiple states.
This was way back in season 1. We talked about this. Trey, there's stick whacking. What's it called? The scrimble?
That was close.
Really?
A scrimma.
A scrimma for the martial arts. Is it specifically Taekwondo? Or is it?
Yeah, we'll just say Taekwondo just for argument's sake.
Glad you know what you're doing. But he won state championship for this stick whacking competition. I think I posted something about it. Go check it out. He's just running around they're just beating each other.
But now I'm a district champion.
Now you're district. That's
and
awesome.
I get to qualify for world champion now.
What about country?
There's no country.
Go district to world?
District to world.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where's the world competition at?
It's in Arizona.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Cool. I get to compete for the world
in July. So let's leave hot ass Texas to go to hot ass Arizona.
At least it'll be drier.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. And
It's only 130.
It is. It's like 123, but
1,000 degrees out there.
It's dry heat.
But it's dry, so you won't melt.
Yeah.
You'll just burst into flames.
Exactly. Well, good for you, state district champion Trey. I won't mess with you, I suppose, over our disagreement. Let's go on. Fauci, you know what we think. Trump, good luck to you, and we'll see what happens as we go along. I can't wait for the debates.
That should be interesting.
So that's our political talk for the night. How about that? Get you away from politics.
All right, I'll try.
We're not a political show, but we are going to talk politics as we get closer to the election.
So I'll try to make this quick since we took so long with that shit. So have you heard of this story about baby reindeer?
Well, I put it up on my screensaver. So if I say I've never heard about it, then people are going to go, it's on your screensaver. But no, I do not know what the show is about.
So basically, this gentleman on your screen is the writer, creator, and leading actor of this show, Baby Reindeer. So basically, his name is Richard Gadd, and it's about him coming in contact with this woman. He was very friendly with her at a bar, which led to her stalking him, like merciless.
So this wasn't online. This was like at the old school.
She came in
old
to
school
the bar,
way to meet people. Okay,
and I know the show was based on a true story, is what it says. But I think from what I've read, there's some fictional aspects of it too. So she literally came into the bar every day.
Did they make her hot?
No,
she wasn't really.
No, she was a very large woman.
Oh, well.
Her name was Martha in the show, and supposedly the woman that it's based on is a woman by the name of Jessica Gunning.
I wonder if she didn't want to be. Anyway, I don't know if there's some sort of rights there that she has to not be named in the show. Makes her look bad.
I don't. Well, and he said he was trying to keep her real identity from being known.
Oh, that was nice of him.
Which didn't work out too well, apparently, because they found her quickly based on some of the interactions she had with his friends and stuff on social media and stuff. So they immediately put two and two together and realized it was her. So
she's a stalker.
So this interaction led to basically over 4.5 years of this woman stalking him. 41,000 emails, 350 hours worth of voicemails, 744 tweets. 46 Facebook messages, which I thought that was kind of low.
Yeah, that is low.
106 pages of letters and a variety of weird gifts, including a reindeer toy, sleeping pills, a woolly hat, and boxer shorts.
Sleeping pills. What the fuck? Is that why they're calling it reindeer? Because she sent him a reindeer?
Well, in the show, she alluded to something else about a baby reindeer that reminded her of him. Or him of the baby reindeer that she grew up with as a child. So that's why she constantly calls him baby reindeer. At all. Yeah. And so
how quickly did she, I mean, was it right away? Like they left the date and like later that night, or did she seem normal for a while, or does it say, or does the show
he said there was a lot of banter back and forth, just what he thought was friendly, flirting, kind of going back and forth.
Was he trying to get out of it maybe? And he's just
very much so.
He's being nice.
Very much so. He tried to end it a few times, but he could tell her demeanor was off when he was trying to end it. So he felt bad. Honestly, he kept it going honestly because he felt bad for her. Like she seemed very down, very almost coming off like she was broke, and so he was always giving her free drinks and stuff like that. So every time he felt like he wanted to break it off, he always felt bad for her.
He's the bartender.
And he was the bartender. Sorry about that. No, I don't think I did. He is the bartender.
He's the bartender.
He's a bartender there. So she would always come in to visit him at the bar.
He can't get away. She can just come in there.
He was an aspiring comedian.
Oh.
So she started showing up at his shows. She started heckling him when he was trying to break it off. And yeah.
I'll mention real fast. I was stalked.
I told you that wasn't me.
I was stalked. No, in all seriousness, it was just for like a couple of weeks, maybe a month overall, and it was a little bit like this, but it wasn't this crazy. You just car lights in the background that that person, or gifts That was a big one. Calling from private number is just constant.
Yeah.
If you don't answer, kind of thing. Even when you did answer, it was silence. And I tell you what, it's freaky. And I think that 4.5 years and then seeing her show up at these places, that's freaky.
Yeah. And
like, I don't know how he's not insane.
From what I've read, and this could be off, but from what I've read, that's why he came out with the show, because he didn't know what to do, you know? And they alluded to a few times where he tried to go and report her, and based on some of the stuff they had, they just thought it was a joke. Oh, this can't be true, you know, that kind of stuff. And he left some stuff out from time to time because he felt bad about reporting her too. And there was times where she would take a break from bugging him, and he would miss it and wonder where's she at.
Okay, you're getting
what's
into
going on.
Yeah, you're getting into like some psychological.
Well, even before this happened, and somebody kind of spoiled this for me, but
so you're going to spoil it for everybody else.
Spoil it for everybody else.
Shut your ears if you don't go away.
You haven't
just
seen
shut
it
your
yet.
ears. No, I'm telling people to shut their ears if you don't want spoilers.
Nah noise.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but don't turn the show off.
He in fact was sexually assaulted. I guess a few years prior, or within a few years of this starting to happen, where
Before her?
Yeah, he went to some. I wish I knew what to call it, but it was.
Well, that could be anything, Trey. That could be anywhere.
Basically, it was. We'll just say it was a artsy seminar where there was writers and comedians, and basically they all came to this town and they wanted to show off their talents.
Seminar?
And perform. Yeah.
Convention?
Convention.
Sure.
You're fucking with me.
No,
anyway,
a meeting.
So, you know, he ended up at this VIP party. He met this, at the time, a TV writer that was very popular, and they hit it off. And this TV writer was like, you know, come with me. I'll take you under my wing. I'll make you famous. Fed him tons of drugs and ended up raping him.
Oh, my God. Really?
And what was weird is, and he said this, is he's like, I wanted to be famous so bad, I kept coming back.
I think he's got some issues too.
And so this is all before he started getting stalked, you know? And he ended up dating a transgender woman because...
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Because of this sexual assault, he found where he couldn't get aroused, he couldn't have an orgasm unless it was with men.
Wow. Like changed him.
Like he literally just let men have him, or he would have sex with men, because after this, with this writer, that was all he could do to have an orgasm or have any kind of sexual gratification. So
I tell you what, go ahead. Go ahead.
So anyway, yeah.
I was just going to say,
he ultimately.
Go ahead. But hold on. Go ahead. Hold on.
But yeah, from what I've been told, the story came out because he didn't know how to get rid of her. I guess now she's come out on different interviews saying that this wasn't her, but maybe there are voicemails out, but I can't believe it would, but maybe they are, you know, and it's just like, she's very
it's not
weird.
It's not, what I was going to say is it's not just about her stalking him, apparently. It is a lot more to this guy, too.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like that's why it makes a good show, is because you're sitting here and it's about, if I may, if I was the writer of this show, I would have everybody like, okay, this is a basic stalking show. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden switch gears, like, and then, oh, here's what happened. Maybe flashback something. And this guy is, this guy is not, he's messed up too.
Yeah, he went through some emotional shit.
So maybe the stalking was not embellished, but maybe it was altered a wee bit because of maybe doesn't realize that it's not as bad as, it could be anything.
Well, like I said, I mean, he got so obsessed listening to voicemails, or reading her letters, and he was tracking her different moods and stuff like that. Because he was trying to provide a case to the police, and so he was tracking her moods. He was every voicemail. He had a database on his laptop as far as, okay, this voicemail she was happy, this voicemail she was sad, mad. Whatever, just so he could track it. And he would go back and listen to them over and over and over again.
Look, I'm starting to think that maybe he's the...
So it's interesting.
Yeah, because literally you had me thinking, oh, it's just a basic. This bitch is stalking him.
No.
She's big fatty, and we love our fat women on the show. There's nothing wrong with being fat, but she's being a big woman. It's just a basic case of wanting this guy. He's a bartender. I guess maybe he's a decent looking guy. And all of a sudden you're finding out that, it sounds like he's crazy.
Well, and there's more to her history too.
Okay.
So this is
All
not the first time she stalked somebody or
okay.
You should check it out. It was pretty interesting.
No, the reason you're talking about it is because the story itself is kind of a wild story.
Yeah.
We'll give them the show promo and maybe they'll reach
Check it out. Yeah.
Maybe they'll reach out to us and thank us. That's
See
all
if
we
she'll
want.
come on the show.
Ingrid Newkirk. Yeah, come on the show. Ingrid Newkirk of PETA gave us lunch, so
We'll do this show
take lunch.
from Zoom though. We don't need her here though.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm.
It'll be Zoom.
She's like right there on
Yeah.
the side door in the office. Yeah. Okay. So Trey is promoting the show. He likes it. He thinks it's great. The story sounds really fucked up.
It is crazy. And so I also looked up, so just for fun, thought it'd be fun to have a little top 10 list of the.
Oh, Trey has lists. I
did a list. Top 10 stalking movies. So thought that'd be fun to run down real quick.
God, I can only think of right off the top of my head, maybe 2.
We'll start.
Go ahead.
We'll go from
I'm going to
10.
see how many I get. I've got 3 in my head now. Okay, start at 10.
So this is a little older for us.
Are they ranking them on how good they are, or just in general?
I think you just gave top 10.
What's the top 10?
I've never heard of this. Play Misty for me. It's a 1971 Clint. Okay, we'll just go by that one. This one was a good one. I like this one just because of who the stalker was. But 1 Hour Photo.
Oh,
Robin
that was
Williams.
really good. Yeah,
That was nice.
Anything he did was fantastic. Yeah, I forgot about that movie. Yeah,
I didn't see this one. Obsessed, which was in 2009. Beyonce, Idris Elba.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like the Beyonce.
The Beyonce.
I didn't know she did any movies.
Yeah, she was a single lady in that
good,
one.
Good for her.
Swim Fan.
Yes,
You've seen that one?
I wouldn't put it in a top 10, but I remember it for some reason. It was real popular. It was a high school girl.
One night stand with the new girl at school.
Yeah, she had a crush that he was on the swim team and yeah. So anyway,
Sleeping with the Enemy.
yes,
Julia Roberts.
I watched that for some reason as a kid. I watched that. I don't
91?
a ton.
Yeah.
And not as a kid, but in junior high and high
Yeah.
school. And that guy, the stalker, what was his name? Anyway, but Julia Roberts was good in that.
Yeah, you remember Julia Roberts. You'll love this one, Misery.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
Was that a stalking though? Because
that should be number 1. Well, she
kidnapped him.
Yeah, but that's kind of. I don't know.
Anyway,
all right, logistics.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh yeah, that was good too. That was wild.
See, a lot of these are, which is weird because a woman came out and said if this was a story where the woman was being stalked, it wouldn't have been on a Netflix show.
Oh,
Wouldn't have got the notoriety.
I think.
But now these movies, a lot of these
all
are women.
Women. I can't think of one that
Some
wasn't.
of them are.
Well, the guy in Misery, but The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was creepy because you involving a baby and it's just Anyway, go ahead.
Single White Female.
Yep, I was gonna say that one. That was great too.
This is a good one.
Well, where are we on? What number?
This is number 2.
Okay.
Single White Female is number 3.
Okay.
Number 2, Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, of course.
And then number 1, Cape Fear.
That was a stalking movie? I never saw it, believe it or not.
Yeah, it says an ex-convict. It was that Robert De Niro as a vengeful ex-convict stalking the family of the lawyer who defended him.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good list. I think I really like half that list. So yeah. And you don't realize how many movies are about that.
So yeah, I thought that was it. And surprisingly, some of those were women too. So
well, yeah, like I said, I don't. Well, you're right. I guess if I'm
Single White Female,
Single White Female. So, well, go check out the show, Baby Reindeer, and it's a crazy story.
It is a crazy story. Yes.
I wish I knew what else to say about it.
Maybe you should check it out.
I'm gonna go check it out.
And they're quick episodes, so.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
See, I'm that guy that I just usually want either comedy or some sort of sci-fi utopia show or something like that. but these are more my wife. So maybe we'll watch it together, and I can credit you for a little romantic evening.
Yeah. Romantic, yeah.
A couple romantic.
Wait till you start it.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how romantic
she's gonna
it
be
would
all
get.
freaked out.
Yeah.
I walk in trying to be sexy, and I end up looking creepy.
What is this? Yeah. Get your hands off me.
Yeah. What's that look in your face? It's trying to be sexy.
Loving.
She starts screaming, "Get away!"
Close the blinds.
I only have one more thing tonight, real quick, and it's more. You could call it politics if you want, but it's more social stuff that in our society, Trey. And we talked about her before. This is about Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. You can who's Caitlin Clark?
She's a basketball player for the Indiana Fever.
There you go.
Yeah.
She was number 1 overall pick.
Number 1 overall, yeah.
In the women's college tournament, and during her college season at Iowa, she started becoming known. Well, Trey and I did a bit about women salaries being lower than men's, and there's a reason for that. The women's league isn't popular. It's just not, right, Trey? I mean, do you watch women's WNBA?
I don't.
Are you watching it now?
No.
No. But it's still getting more ratings and more attendance live than it ever has. And Caitlin Clark
is a big part of
the
it.
reason for that.
Yeah.
Because it's not a coincidence that as soon as she got known, that they're really pushing it. They're pushing her. She got a shoe deal. She got all these things. Like you said, she was making a ton of NIL. Now she's making a shit salary.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But my problem with this is she's getting treated horribly. From what I've seen and read, she's being, and I hate to say it because I'm the guy in sports that's like, don't be a weenie. It's a contact sport. Go out there and play. But she's getting like flagrant fouled.
Yeah.
And they're not calling it flagrant at first, and they went back and reviewed it after the game.
Yeah.
And they gave it to her, to the girl, and this girl, it's spelled Chinity, so I'm going to call it Chinity. Call her Chinity. I don't know if it's actually Kennedy, but I'm going to go Chinity. How about that? I should know because she played at my university at Texas A&M, and I'm not very proud. And that's an example. Look, I check the scores maybe just because I cheer for my university at everything they do. I mean, I would check the equestrian scores or Quidditch club, whatever.
Right.
If it was Texas A&M, and we don't talk a lot about our college allegiance on the show. They have a club Quidditch team. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
They ride around on brooms and probably drunk and whatever. Sounds fun.
Does sound fun.
Everyone's going to be like, yep, A&M, Quidditch team. But she was on our team, and so I don't remember her being like this. But apparently she got kicked off of one team because of her attitude, and she got kicked out in the WNBA.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta, I believe. And then she went to another one, and they didn't sign her because of her attitude, things like that. So this is a repeat kind of offender.
Gotcha.
And so she elbows from a blind side kind of Caitlin Clark the other night.
Waiting for the inbound, yeah.
Waiting for the inbound, and just you could see her rev it up too. And she claims, I'm just playing hard. I would do that to anybody, blah, blah, blah. And you shake your head. You don't believe that.
No, not at all. Did you see the play?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't believe it either. But guess what people are going to say to us?
It's because she's white?
There you go.
I mean, if you watch it, you'd have to be stupid to think that that was just
but people are saying that we're defending her because she's white.
Gotcha.
That the reason that she's so popular is because she's white. And I don't agree with that. I just don't. Why are we not allowed to have a good player that brings eyes to the sport? If she's white, do you have to be black to be the best player in basketball?
Right.
And so this other woman playing, and she's brilliant. She's a great player. Her name is Angel Reese.
7th pick of the draft.
7th pick, right? So that's not as high as 1 in the draft. And she claims, well, I've done as much for WNBA to bring people and viewers in. Well, no, you haven't, because it's just not true.
Right.
I haven't heard of you. I've heard of Caitlin Clark, and I haven't watched a single women's game. I may have watched A&M way back in the day when they won the national championship, but that was one game just to see if they won.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. And that's not to slight the women who are playing, because guess what? Attendance is going up and it's great. But why wouldn't everybody, no matter what their color is,
Why is it not okay? Yeah.
why would they not say, Caitlin, fuck yeah, we're getting some eyes on us. We're going to start getting bigger contracts.
Right.
We're going to start having big sponsor deals. And because, that's great. Thank you. They might deep down kind of be like, well, I wish I was able to do that and be the one that did it.
Right.
But you're acting very petty. And if you're bringing race into it, this is never going to go away.
And why not go just shut her down? Why not go defend her
go prove
hard? Yeah, prove that you're just as good. You don't have to be cheap about it,
Well, now that there are eyes on the league, go out there and show people that you're good too.
And she's not dropping 20, 30 at night either. No. So, it's like...
But that's their point. They're claiming that it's her name and her color that has people, watching her. And I just think that's silly.
Well, she broke records in NCAA, right?
She broke records. And look, Trey, we watch men's basketball probably more than women's. Both college. I watch both. I watch college and I watch the NBA every once in a while. You're really into the NBA right now, as people can see. You've got your Maverick shirt on. They are in the finals against Boston, two green teams that I despise. And my friends up in the north know why, because they're brutal. They're the same people that are Patriots fans and
massholes,
Red Sox fans and massholes. There you go. But we watch NBA and if for the longest time, if we had a white guy that did anything, it was like, cool, like who cares? But
right.
All right. I mean, it's always been about how good black athletes are in this sport. It's a joke for white people. It's kind of, there was a movie called White Men Can't Jump,
right? Which
was a great movie, by the way. Woody Harrelson was balling with these guys out in the playgrounds, and it's always been a joke, and we've been able to accept it, and we laugh. Have you heard any white people be like, bullshit? Like, we're just as good as you, and that's what's happening right now. Caitlin Clark's coming.
John Stockton. Larry Bird.
He passed Johnson. No, Larry Bird was. He was.
Yeah, he was a beast.
But that was
Larry
one crazy. That was like a. But that was a.
That was a freak accident.
That was accident. And so
he was really albino.
That's what it was. But that's the point. Caitlin Clark comes in and the black players in the league are it's just, I'm tired of the race thing. Just, man. So I wanted to mention that and get your opinion.
Yeah, you would think they would be on board with bringing viewership to this game.
Seems to me like, you know what? I'd be able to say, how about this, Trey? If I played in the NHL, because I played a little hockey, and nobody watched, and all of a sudden on my team or on another team, a black player, which is rare for the NHL, is comparatively to maybe the basketball scene.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he just, all of a sudden the NHL's booming. I honestly would sit there and go, my paycheck's about to go up. My contracts are going to go up.
Let's jump on board, yeah.
Okay, great. As long as he wasn't an asshole. And I don't think Caitlin's, as far as I know, I could be wrong. She's just getting beat up, and she's like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna expect it. I think she's said all the right things. She's not coming out and like firing back. She's just taking it. She's a rookie. She's taking the abuse. And she said, every night I go out, I'm expecting to just get like 3 or 4 big hits on me.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to deal with it and not let him get into my head.
Yeah.
I respect that answer. So people, the WNBA finally has some traction. And now these are the storylines.
Right.
People going, oh, God, you're lucky that 25 people show up instead of 20.
Exactly.
Obviously, there are more showing up. I apologize.
30.
35, maybe. So that's that. Caitlin Clark. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Again, there you go. Maybe this is kind of an maybe they're all in on this together, and they're keeping, because now I kind of want to see what happens.
Maybe check out a game.
Maybe see what happens to Caitlin. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm checking out.
I'll just watch the
highlights.
The highlights on ESPN.
I'm sure ESPN will let us know when Caitlin gets run over
gets
again.
Fouled again. Yeah.
Or
and it doesn't get
whoever
called.
makes a You were telling me about a analyst that said something. Who was that? Tell us who that. What was that?
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee. Okay. What? And he said
made
something.
reference to the fact, why is it a big deal that she's? How did he put it? Something to the fact where he called her a white bitch. He referenced her
But he
as
was
a
being
white
sarcastic.
Bitch. He was being sarcastic,
Right.
just as like our lingo. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
And she's a white bitch of all things.
Imagine that.
Is
being
she's
a white
leading the
bitch.
league? So
And that's kind of mirroring what we said.
he came out and apologized. He said,
Well, of course, they're going to make him.
Yeah. So
Which I don't think he should have to do. Why should he have to do it? Because that's his opinion.
and he wasn't calling her a bitch. He was referencing to her
Right.
being cool and this.
Right. This
yeah,
white bitch.
yeah.
Like, come on. If a black person had come out and said it, it'd be a whole different thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Caitlin Clark. We'll let you know when the next interesting WNBA story happens. Season 6.
What season are we in
on
now?
season 3.
Oh, okay.
now. We'll see what happens. Well, that was good. That was a lot tonight. Trey gave you a little promo for a show.
Baby Reindeer.
We do that sometimes. We tell you what shows to watch. By the way, I'm still pumping It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm watching that again right now. If you want to laugh, go watch that. So go watch the Stalker movie, feel creepy, and then watch this, and you'll be right back.
Well, yeah.
Or because they're creepy in a funny way, though.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's such a great show. But so we'll do that. But a couple stories out there right now, Trey, that are divisive and just silly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but just different stories. So on that note,
America.
God, this election debate, this whole, it's going to write itself for us. So maybe I should appreciate it. But on that note, I'm going to end. We're going to go do live right now. You won't know that because this isn't going to come out yet.
I was like, yeah.
But we're going to do some live, and we're going to try and do that after every show. Not that you'll know again, but come check it out. I'm putting it up on social media, kind of the times, and we're just doing it quick. We'll do a quick little segment to try and talk to you guys. If you want to come, tell us you disagree about Caitlin Clark. Tell us you disagree. Tell us that you don't like Donald. I mean, I'm used to hearing both sides on that. Tell Trey that the show is stupid. Or that it's amazing and you binged it and he is right, and tell us that you think Trey looks good tonight
in the
in his Maverick shirt. Tell him you loved his pecs in the last episode when he wore the woman's PETA shirt that they sent him. and just anything you guys want to say to us, we want to talk about it. But be nice. Don't be like that stuffed bunny rabbit profile picture bitch on the animal cruelty.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, she was mean. I don't need that. We don't need that in our lives.
No,
Come
we
be nice, but you can still be stern. If you
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm going to leave you with this quote, Trey, and all of you. If you want a happy ending, God,
Go down the street.
I forgot who I was talking to.
Ask for Chun-Li.
I forgot who I was talking to. Wait a second. There's a comma there. It's a pause.
Yeah, there
What
is.
a happy ending. If you want a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your own story.
And how much money you have.
See you guys. God.
Later.
You ruined my quote.
Did
No
I?
bias here, just the facts and the fair. We look at both sides, do our best to compare. In this podcast realm where we compromise, balance is key and the facts don't lie. Stay in the crate where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride.
What instrument is that?
A weird keyboard, maybe?
Yeah.
I guarantee if you start one of our little promo clips with, if you want a happy ending, that clip will blow up.
You think they won't even wait?
No.
Click.
Happy ending, ...
Click. We'll try it. We'll see.
Test it.
We'll see.
Test that poll.
We'll see you on the other side. Later, guys.
Later.